Howdy everybody. So, I have just fallen prey to a fit of insanity, I believe, and I decided I ought to show it to you. So, see all of this? And all of this. This plate ought to pretty well tell the stories. We've got a Hardinge super precision lathe here that is as limb from limb as I have ever seen one. And it happened about 10 years ago and has been through 2 sets of hands since it happened. So this thing followed me home. I've had a friend that's been trying to talk me into putting this thing back together for a couple of years now, longer than that, 5 or 6 years now. And I just never had the space or the time to tackle it. So here it is. So as you can probably well imagine, when you got a basket case that's been apart for, I don't know, something better than 10 years probably, and been moved multiple times, and like literally moved locations a couple times, I would give this about a 5% chance that all the parts are actually here. Like, maybe I'm being overly pessimistic, but I have never seen a basket case that actually had it all. I mean, look at this. I've got just crumbs, and then the part that just blows my mind about this is, as far as I can tell from inquiring about it and what I see here, the only reason they tore this thing apart was to paint the sucker. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if you ever get the urge to rip a super precision lathe limb from limb just to paint it, you ought to be slapped. Like, that's ridiculous. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's just no reason for this. And when I say tore apart, like, the only reason the spindle is still in it, as far as I can tell, is because they couldn't figure out how to get it out. Like, they've got this cover plate loose. I'm feeling something dragging a little bit, which scares me because I suspect they've been thumping on it one direction or the other trying to figure out how to get it out. I think they probably figured they could pull that plate and just sock this thing out the other way or something. And so I'm preparing myself for the fact that Hardinge's otherwise beautiful spindle bearings may just be a heap of junk in this one. And I don't even know what a set of those costs and how much grief it is to get them properly installed. But anyways, so the long and short of it is, this is not going to be some overnight project. I think I'm being optimistic when I look at this pile and see 50 hours, 50 man hours into putting this thing back together. I mean, I have got the manual downloaded, the maintenance manual, 189 pages worth of teardown and reassembly. I'm probably going to personally go through 160 of those pages before I get this machine back together. And who knows what we're going to find missing. So, anyways, it's an interesting project. If we get her back together, I mean, it deserves to go back together. These were, I don't know, I've run the 10EE and I've run these. I don't know. I got a big preference one way or the other. I think if I had to choose, I'd go with one of these just because of that hardened and ground steel bed plate. I think in the long run, I think those hold their accuracy better. The iron bed that's on the 10EE, I don't really have anything against it. I'm just pretty much of the mindset that when they get older, they start to show more wear than these do faster. I mean, when they were new, I'm sure they were every bit as good, but as they get to be used, 60 years of use on them, I think in general you find these in better shape than you do the Monarch 10EEs. But that's assuming it wasn't in production use, and then all bets are off. So, what are you doing, Wiggles? You are dirty, bud. I'm not. So anyways, I'll keep you guys posted as this progresses, but as you can see, I got my work cut out for me, and I'm having some moments of, you can't even call it buyer's remorse because I didn't buy it, but I'll say assembler's remorse already. I'm looking at this thing thinking, oh my goodness, I don't know if I've got enough patience to see this thing to the end, but we're going to have a crack at it. It's one of them deals where you can't make it any worse than it is because somebody else already did the major no-no and ripped it apart and poured it in a bunch of boxes, so I'll keep you updated if I find time to mess with this. Catch you next time.